Using a to-do list is one of the simplest things that you can apply today to get more organized in your life and business. I think to-do lists sometimes get overlooked when we're talking about how to get organized because they're so simple and everybody's heard of them and people just go, oh yeah, a to-do list. I'll write down what I need to do. But for a to-do list to be truly effective, you need to have a system to it and it needs to be purposeful and it needs to work for you. So today I'm going to share with you how I organize my personal life and my virtual assistant business using to-do lists. Hi, I'm Corinne. Welcome to my channel. I am the founder of The Small Town VA, and today we're talking to-do lists. Now, my to-do list is digital. I use the Notion app, which means that I can easily access my to-do list on both my desktop and my phone, which means it's with me everywhere I go, which is one of the biggest things that makes it such a useful tool for me. I love a paper planner, and I have in the past done physical to-do lists. And sometimes if I'm feeling super overwhelmed, it's nice to get my ideas out and physically write out what I need to get done. But I just find that having a digital system, the ability to edit and move and change and constantly be adapting it is what makes it work so well for me. So the to-do list I'm going to show you today is made in Notion. You could use any other app or technology that you like, but I'll show you my systems and how I make it work for me and my lifestyle and my business. Okay. So if you're new to Notion, this is my Notion dashboard. It's where I have links to all the pages within my planner and everything's kept here. At the very, very top, my day-to-day bits and pieces is my to-do list. It's the number one thing that I refer back to constantly. So we open it up and here is my to-do list. Let me talk you through how I make this work. Firstly, it's broken up into two sections. So we have do it now, and further down here we have do it later. So basically what I found was happening with my to-do list was I was thinking of things that needed to get done, but they might not need to be done for 6 months, 3 weeks, a few days. And I was finding that I was adding them to the list and then I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere because I wasn't crossing things off that weren't important. I wanted them written down. I wanted a record of them so I didn't forget that I was going to do them, but they didn't need to be done today. So my do it now is things that I think that I'll achieve in the next week, and possibly 2 weeks, but soon. They need to get done. My do it later are things for the future. All right, then we come back up, and this is more of like a traditional to-do list that you would see most people talking about, the list of things that are going to get done soon, now, this week. So I've broken the do it now section up into two parts. We have our master list. So basically, whenever I think of something that needs to get done, I put it into this document, whether it goes down here and do it later or it stays up here in something that's got to happen soon. I reduce my mental clutter. I don't rely on my brain to have to keep remembering what's coming up. I just write it down. And it's why I love Notion and this system, because I carry it around in my phone. It takes 2 seconds to open it up and write, walk the dogs, water the plants. And then I know I won't forget it and my brain doesn't have to worry about it anymore. So most things just get chucked into the master list. You'll notice some things are already in my weekly to do. So over here, we've now got the week ahead. I've got a little section for each day and some things are already added in. So I know I have to go to work. I work in a dog boarding kennel 3 days a week. So that's in there. I know I've got this Zoom coming up with a client. It's on a particular time on a particular day. So as soon as I knew I had that coming up, I chucked it in to that day. So I knew it was coming. So once I've got my master list, I don't spend a ridiculous amount of time on this to-do list. Obviously, it takes time to get these systems in place and to set it up, but once you have this, it's not a big thing. So when I think of something, I chuck it into the list. I do it on my phone. It takes me 2 seconds. Then every night, basically just before I'm about to go to bed, I spend about 5 minutes on this and I double check it when I wake up in the morning and I just start placing things in. So watering my outdoor plants, we're going to take it from the master list. And I know I need to do that on Tuesday. The indoor plants, they need to get done. Make that Wednesday. One thing that I have been doing lately that I really enjoy and that I love having the digital format for is kind of putting things into my day in order. So on Monday, you can see I've got this 10:30 a.m. Zoom, and then I need to call and make an appointment. And then in the afternoon, I'll walk the dogs. And then at night, I'll meal prep. So kind of getting things into like that order they're going to happen, then means I can just pull this up and have a look at Monday and be like, oh, yep, that's next. It really helps to keep things organized. Now, if anything pops up or jumps into my mind over the day or throughout the week or that I need to do next week, I either pop it in my master list or I put it in the day it needs to get done, or I put it down in my to-do later. And my brain is just so much calmer. There is just so much more room to think about other things when you're not worried about remembering every little thing that needs to get done. Now, the other thing that will happen on Monday is I have more client work. So let's now jump into my work to-do list, and I'll show you how I use another Notion template to organize what needs to get done in my virtual assistant business. All right, so we're back on my dashboard, and now you'll see I've got business over here, and I have a whole another dashboard set up for my business. So this is my logo, and then we've got everything. So I also just include here my little branding inspo and my ideal client avatar that I like to remind myself who I work with and for. And then we've got everything for my business is kept here. So we've got ideas to do, service and packages, pricing, availability, goals, client journey, my CRM, everything. I am currently working on putting together a template for virtual assistants and their businesses within Notion. So keep your eyes peeled for that. As you can see, I've got my to-do here. Now, I have edited this slightly to make this video and protect my client privacy, so you will not see the names of any of my clients. That's why I repeat the word client 300 times. So here's my to-do list, broken up into 3 clear sections. So we've got client work that needs to get done today. We have client work that needs to get done later. And then we have biz things, which are things I want to work on or that I need to get done within my business that aren't related to things I'm doing for clients. So basically you can see that I just put down the things that need to get done. And then what I do is I prioritize these. So I think, I'm actually planning on starting work today at like 9. So before I have that new client call, I'm going to jump in and get these emails organized. So I'm just going to rearrange this a little. And I would usually just do this maybe 2 or 3 minutes when I sit down at the start of the day and think through how I'm going to get things through. If I've got things that are similar, I might chunk them together. So if I'm making a lot of content, like you can see here later, I've got to make all this Instagram content. I'd probably do those things together so that I'm on a roll. I've got Canva open. I've got everything I need to do that instead of switching between really different tasks. The biz things is kind of like my to-do later list in my personal life. It's much bigger things that I need to get to eventually. So I have a mailing list, but I really want to work on the sequence that gets sent out, and I'd love to start a newsletter. So that's one of my bigger things I want to work on in my business. So it's on the list. So I don't forget about it, but it's not playing in my mind constantly. And I also want to review my onboarding process. I have an onboarding process, so this doesn't have to happen today. If it did, I'd take it. I could chuck it up the top and say, get it done today. But they're just things I want to get to. So as always, the point of my to-do list is to get things out of my head so it's not causing me overwhelm and I'm not thinking about it constantly, trying to remember, and just get it in the document so that I can refer to it later. So I want to show you one more thing that I do that really helps with this concept of getting it out of your head, getting it written down, freeing up that brain space. The last thing I want to share is not a to-do list, but it is something that I find really helpful when I think of something that I might want to do or an idea I have, but I'm not ready to put it on the to-do list yet. It's not actually a task that needs to be done. It's an idea for the future. So I have my ideas page, and it is super simple. There is nothing fancy here. It is just like a notebook page that if you had an idea and you wrote it down on a piece of paper, this is that. I literally just have a dot point. These are just examples. These aren't my actual ideas. I made AI create these for you guys. But what I do is I literally just go new dot point, create a YouTube video sharing productivity hacks or whatever. The other thing I do for this is I use my voice to text on my phone. I often have these ideas when I'm out walking my dogs. It happens all the time. So again, one of the reasons I love Notion, it's with me, it's on my phone. So I just open this page, I do the little microphone symbol and I talk into it, blah, 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 blah. And it updates and I get all my ideas in one place. Again, the purpose and the point being just to get it out of my head so that I'm not constantly thinking about it, and it frees up my brain space. I can focus on other things, and I know I've recorded it all somewhere. I can come back here when I'm looking for what my ideas were or I'm needing some inspiration, and it's all recorded somewhere. As you can see, my to-do list system is super quick and easy, simple to use, but it means that I never forget things. Everything has a place, everything gets written down, and I can refer back to it later and I know what's happening. I hope this video has helped you get organised in your small business. Let me know if you have any questions about to-do lists or notions or anything we discussed in this video in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.